Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed that the past 2 weekends we have been traveling, just little road trips. But that's one of the things I love about Arizona and living where I live, is there's so many accessible places to go just for the weekend, and they're so beautiful. For instance, 2 weekends ago, we were on the beach in Puerto Pe, Mexico, and then the weekend after that, we were in the snowy mountains in Flagstaff. So my plan was to record these trips and make it a little travel vlog, because traveling is so important to me. Well, I'm very new to this and I really did not get that much footage. So I'm going to show a little bit at the beginning, which you already saw, and then a little bit at the end, and maybe sprinkled throughout me talking. But I really want to come on here and just explain why traveling is so important to me. And I know a lot of you are going to relate to this, or maybe you haven't considered this before. Or maybe you're like me and have a little baby, or you have children of your own and you want to travel, but something just keeps pulling you back from actually going and doing it. From wanting to do something and then going to do it are two different things. And I see so many people in that space. And that is one thing, along with living your most aligning life. I want to inspire you guys to go and do the things that you want to do. That is a huge part of living an aligning life, is getting the idea or getting excited about doing something and going and doing that thing. So if traveling is that thing for you, hopefully this video can inspire you to go do the same. So as you guys know, I have an 8-month-old, and we have just been chomping at the bit to get back to traveling. And we have some pretty big, exciting plans to travel in the future, which I will update you guys more on later. So make sure you are subscribed, because I'm going to be sharing all of that later. But I just feel like having little babies, a lot of people are like, well, they're babies. Like, I can't travel with a baby, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. In the past few months, we've flown across the country to go home and see family. And we've done 2 road trips that were like a couple hours each. And it is totally doable. You just kind of have to obviously plan ahead, think about what they're going to need for that trip. And with each trip too, you learn. And I do want to be upfront and say, with traveling, yes, sometimes it's hard. Like, we had things happen both in Mexico and Flagstaff that were stressful, and that, a lot of people could be in those situations and be like, I'm never traveling again. But to me, the pros of traveling outweigh the cons of not traveling. And the pros of traveling are getting out, experiencing different scenery, different cultures, meeting new people, having new experiences. Again, I know this might be like a personality thing, or maybe even a zodiac thing, or, we're all just different. Not everyone craves new experiences, but my soul freaking loves new experiences. So that is why traveling is so important to me. And at the same time too, again, this is different for each parent. I want my son to be comfortable with going new places from the beginning. Like, I want this to just be like a common thing for him. And I think that there's so much education that can happen in going to new places and seeing how other people live. It really just widens your perspective. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, wow, there are so many different places on this planet, and there's so many people living in unique and different ways. It truly just blows my mind. And again, that is one of the reasons I love it so much. My mind likes to be blown, and I like to, really ponder all the different ways that people are living their life. And maybe from each place I go, I take a little bit with me and incorporate that into how I want to show up in this world, because I do want to show up as my highest, most aligned self, not only for my family and my son, but for our world, for our society. And I truly believe that always happens on an individual level. So I hope this was useful. I hope this just kind of gets your excitement about traveling going. Like, start small. Again, you don't have to go across the country. You don't have to go to a different country. You don't have to do international travel. It can be weekend trips. And even if you feel like you live in a place that doesn't have very exciting places around you to visit, I beg to differ. Like, even in the United States, which you may or may not be watching in the United States, you may be watching in a different continent, I know there are places around you that you can go and just visit for the weekend. Do a quick little road trip. Get your fun playlists together, get a good coffee and a snack for your road trip, and just go explore. I think there is so much to be learned and so much joy to have in exploring and seeing new places. If you live in the Southwest region, reach out to me. I have so many recommendations on fun weekend trips, or you can follow me on Instagram and see all the different places we've gone. I think I have them as little highlights. I hope I can be an inspiration to you on different places to travel. So many recommendations there. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope this inspired you to travel, especially if you have little ones, and even if you don't. Go and do the things that you want to do, whether it's traveling or not. Maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's starting a YouTube channel, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's taking up a hobby, maybe it's reading more. Go and do the things you want to do, because we're only here in this body in this lifetime once. So let's live it up and live our most aligning lives. All right, loves, if you like this video, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know anything else that you want to see in terms of living your most aligned life or anything on that topic. Do know that I also have my podcast channel, so you can go and check out the podcast topics there where we dive into this topic even further. Please subscribe if you're new here. I'm trying to put out at least one video a week, whether it's yoga flows, meditations, or talk videos like this. And I'm just so grateful you're on this journey with me. So sending you all so much love, all the highest vibes, and I will see you in the next video.